With that test, I was just messing around with where you see the statistics. With both of them, do you actually remember the figures?
I think, like we were saying earlier, it's better at the end.
Better at the end.
You're left with it.
So you're left with it. Yeah, because my next question was just saying, with mixing them up, do you think, whichever way around I show you, do you think you're saying the end one makes you remember it more? Because it's the last thing that you see. Do you think the message comes across differently than if it's shown at the beginning? Compared to the end?
I think you understand it a lot quicker if it's at the beginning.
Okay.
But it's kind of a good thing in a way, because then you're left more curious throughout it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll be trying to work out the meaning of it through it, and then you get the meaning at the end.
Because that's what I mean. I wanted to create an advert where you have to watch the whole thing to understand it, because then people are intrigued to watch it. But then some people say, well, I don't understand it. But you'd obviously, a lot of adverts you don't understand today.
You get the idea from it because of the start, and it leads you through it, and then you get that big fact at the end, which makes you go, oh.
So you definitely will think better at the end. It makes you remember it more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you said from last week, it's better to show the figure, isn't it, than to...
Yeah.
Visual. Need that visual.
You remember? Do you actually remember the figures, by chance?
194, 11,151, 450.
So definitely at the end then.
What made you decide to have Andrew read it out as well as having it on the screen?
Oh, just messing around with voices, I just thought it would be a good idea. Because he seemed quite serious, but I thought because I was doing it with the rest of the women, just to try it out on him. Why, do you think it's more effective seeing him or...?
I thought it's very sort of audio, because you'd heard all the voices from the women beforehand. The whole thing's quite, I don't know, that sort of like hearing things, if that makes any sense. Like you see the statistic where there's quite a long sentence at the beginning that Andrew reads, which maybe that's fair enough because if you're looking at it on TV, I'm not sure whether you'd read that much. The drinking affects everyone bit, maybe that could be kept silent. Sometimes when you read it yourself, it's sort of, you take it in more because you...
So maybe a bit too much audio, maybe that bit.
Yeah, like I said...
I get bored of reading it though.
Yeah, I like having some...
No, but like Kieran said, if it's just the end bit, which is just the bit
You're
that
left
says
with
it
reading
affects
that.
everyone. If it's just you reading it.
I suppose it can be more powerful sometimes if you don't say it. Is that what you're saying?
Sometimes and that's like the penultimate message that portrays, isn't it? That drink driving affects women as well as men, so that is the overall statement right at the end there.
Well, it affects everybody. Women and
everybody,
men.
so yeah.
Sorry, what made you have a guy say at the start? You know that.
Why not a woman?
And they're doing about women drink driving.
Because I was trying to think. Men are always advertised, right, on the TV, and they never do women. So obviously that's why I chose women. But then I thought I flip it around and I get a man to say it, just a man. So like as a woman, you're watching it, as you seeing it, maybe it hits you more as a woman because he's saying it to you, and maybe it'd be vice versa if I had the woman saying it and the guys are sitting here. Maybe, I mean, do you think that would affect you more?
Yeah, I get that.
Just have the opposite gender.
It sounds a lot more serious than most of women though as well.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot more serious
Than a woman would.
than no.
Maybe.
What if a woman said it?
His tone of voice, yeah, his tone of voice.
It's more serious than me saying it.